Welcome to DRTSPR show. This is Dr. Tangella Shiva Prasad Reddy alias Dr. TSPR. Namaste, Adab, hello, and a warm welcome to another story which is ripping apart the parliament. పార్లమెంట్లో మరొకసారి రెండు ముఖ్యాంశాలు. ఒకటి బీహార్ ఎన్నికల్లో ఓట్ల నిష్క్రమణ, అర్హులైన ఓటర్లు 2018 నుంచి నేను కంప్లైంట్ను ఈ రోజు వరకు ఎవడు మాట్లాడతలేడు. ఇదే కాంగ్రెస్ అపోజిషన్ ప్రతిపక్షం అంతుపట్టడం లేదు 2018 నుంచి కంప్లైంట్. అదేవిధంగా రాజ్యసభ ఎక్స్ అఫిషియో చైర్మన్, వైస్ ప్రెసిడెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా, భారత ఉపరాష్ట్రపతి జగదీప్ ధన్కర్ రాజీనామా పెద్ద ఎత్తున పార్లమెంట్ను కుదిపివేస్తుంది. చాలా సమస్యలు ఉన్నాయి, కానీ ఇది కుదిపివేస్తుంది. एक बड़े मुद्दे, दो बड़े मुद्दे, एक बिहार में जिस तरह चुनाव में वोटर्स महाशय को निकाला जा रहा, उसके ऊपर एक उपराष्ट्रपति जगदीप धनकर की इस्तीफा, एक बड़ा राज्यसभा के भी चेयरमैन रह चुके हैं. तो ये दो अंश आज भारत को ये कर रहा है. लेकिन आज मैं ले रहा हूं जगदीप धनकर का अंश. हमारे जैसे, मैं भी एक कापू हूं. रेड्डी, ब्रह्मानंद रेड्डी की साजिश थी. हमारे पूर्वजों के नाम नरसैया, यल्लम्मा, तेलंगाना के लिए जिस तरह लड़ रहे थे हमको, क्योंकि हम भूमि पुत्र है. जैसा हमारे जगदीप धनकर भाई भी, वो भी एक भूमि पुत्र, एक रूरल जो ग्रामीणी जाट फैमिली से है, कुटुंबी है. वहां से वो लड़ के पढ़कर ऊपर आए और एक अच्छे वकील बने, और काफी कम उम्र में एक राजस्थान हाई कोर्ट में वो सीनियर वकील बन गए. सो हम भी कापू या कापूदानम हम कहते हैं, जो खेती बाड़ी करके हम आते हैं, हम भी उसी तरह की जात से हैं तेलंगाना में भी. क्योंकि हमारी जात जो है तमिलनाडु और कर्नाटका में तो पिछले वर्ग में है, और तेलंगाना में नहीं है, आंध्र प्रदेश में नहीं है. यही तो प्रॉब्लम है. जिस तरह की जात वहां पर वो खेती बाड़ी में, व्यवसाय में जो उनकी परिश्रम है, हमारी भी वैसी ही परिश्रम. तेलंगाना रेड्डी रिजर्वेशन पोराटी समिति इसीलिए हम स्थापित किया है. आज भी क्यों हम बीसी नहीं है वो चल रहा है. इसी तरह हमारे जगदीप धनकर जी भी उसी हिस्से से आए. ऐसा एक किसान का बेटा इस तरह इस्तीफा देके जाना देश के लिए शाप है या लाभ है. He is also a farmer son like us. He comes from rural Jat family, and he doesn't have any godfather. Through turbulent times, he has become the notified senior advocate at a very young age in the Rajasthan High Court. So he is a farmer son like me. I am also a Kapudanam in Telangana. Telangana Reddy Reservation Porati Samiti we have floated, and we are demanding an inquiry into our 14, as per Article 14, how the disparities are happening in the rural areas. So that petition is there. So when we are backward in Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and how is that we are from in OC in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh? Same thing applies to Jat, Mr. Dhankarji, and whether his resignation as a Vice President of India and ex officio Chairman Rajya Sabha, will it be a boon or bane for the country? Why all of a sudden he's falling off from the minds and happenings of BJP, RSS, I will say Modi and Amit Shah, because he was picked up by them and they did not allow Venkaiah Naidu's second term, believe me, just because Jagdeep Dhankar was there. And after serving as West Bengal governor for only 3 years, he becomes the Vice President of India and ex officio Chairman Rajya Sabha. You have seen so many contentious debates and how he handled. The best part is he's a Jat son like us, he's a farmer son like us. How he handled Mamata Banerjee. She is a mass leader. Mamata Banerjee is a mass leader. The Chief Minister of West Bengal for 3 years, daily contentious, daily fights. She's not a pushover like KCR and Chandrababu Naidu. They go for doles and they sacrifice. If I'm wrong, correct me. But Mamata Banerjee is a fighter. He withstood her for 3 long years as governor of West Bengal. So that is the reason why he resigned. And then he becomes vice president, so that he was taking care of Rajya Sabha as a ex officio chairman. Then why did he resign? What are the reasons why Modi and Amit Shah is keeping quiet? Why BJP, RSS? See, జనసంఘ్ మూమెంట్, ఎందుకంటే ఎందుకు వాళ్ళంతా ఊరుకుంటున్నారు? ఆయన చాలా కష్టపడి పైకి వచ్చిన వ్యక్తి. మమతా బెనర్జీతో చీఫ్ మినిస్టర్ ఆఫ్ వెస్ట్ బెంగాల్, అక్కడ గవర్నర్గా 3 సంవత్సరాలు ఉన్నాడు. సో అటువంటి వ్యక్తి తట్టుకున్న తర్వాతనే కదా మోడీ, అమిత్ షా తనని తీసుకొచ్చి ఉపరాష్ట్రపతిని చేశారు. దాని తర్వాత రాజ్యసభ చైర్మన్గా కూడా ఉపరాష్ట్రపతి. కాబట్టి ఉట్టిగానే చేశారా? మిగతా ముఖ్యమంత్రులు ఇక్కడ కేసీఆర్ కానీ సిబిఎల్ లాంటి వాళ్ళు మీకు తెలుసు కదా ఏమవుతారు, గవర్నర్తో కొట్లాడుకోరు. వాళ్ళు ఎంబడే పోయి సరెండర్, ఇదైపోతారు సరెండర్, నాకెందుకని ఆ గిఫ్ట్స్ ఈ గిఫ్ట్స్ అని. కానీ అక్కడ మమతా బెనర్జీ చేయలేదే. అక్కడ 3 సంవత్సరాలు నిలదొక్కున్నాడు. అది అతని యొక్క చరిత్ర. దట్ ఈస్ హిస్ హిస్టరీ యాజ్ అ క్యారెక్టర్. सो अति प्रतिभा वो है जगदीप धनकर. इसी के बाद ही वाइस प्रेसिडेंट बने हैं वो. और वाइस प्रेसिडेंट बनने के बाद क्या क्या कुछ नहीं किया. उसके पहले राजस्थान में, राजस्थान, मध्य प्रदेश, अनडिवाइडेड मध्य प्रदेश एंड दिल्ली, जनसंघ का बड़ा मूवमेंट, द बिग मूवमेंट ऑफ जनसंघ हैपेंड of Bharatiya Janata Party, because there are only either Bharatiya Janata Party or Congress. After some time, after emergency, Janata Dal and all, they are all frittered away. So Jagdeep Dhankar, coming from Rajasthan, he has to overcome that Brahmin lobby, Marwadi lobby, Rajput lobby. That is why I say he is the son of the soil. He is a farmer's son. అక్కడ పెద్ద ఎత్తున జనసంఘ్ మధ్యప్రదేశ్లో కానీ, రాజస్థాన్లో, ఢిల్లీలో పెద్ద ఎత్తున జనసంఘ్ ప్రభావం ఉండింది. అక్కడ బ్రాహ్మణులు కానీ, మార్వాడీలు కానీ, ఠాకూర్లు కానీ ఉన్నటువంటి ఆ ప్రదేశం రాజస్థాన్ నుంచి ఒక జాతు బిడ్డ, ఒక రైతు బిడ్డ ఆ విధంగా ఎదిగి రావడం చాలా గొప్ప. రాజస్థాన్ హైకోర్టే కాదు, సుప్రీంకోర్టులో కూడా పెద్ద పెద్ద కేసులు ఖచ్చితంగా ఆయన పోరాడడం, చట్టపరంగా పోరాటమే ఆయనని స్థాయికి తీసుకొచ్చింది. He was fighting in Supreme Court to various cases. That is how he was being looked into by the political parties. So he had no choice in Rajasthan, either Congress or BJP. He chose BJP because Janata Dal, everything frittered away. So like that, he rose from the ranks from a very young age. He fought and he had overcome everything. So he is a character. Then why did he resign? Modi and Amit Shah has to say a lot after serving West Bengal and after his role in Rajya Sabha, daily speaking about constitution. राज्यांगम गुरिंचे माట్లాడతా हूं, संविधान गुरिंचे वो बात कर रहे थे राज्यसभा में. और वो खिलाफ थे सुप्रीम कोर्ट जजेस की कॉलेजियम के. वो एनजैक, नेशनल जुडिशियल अपॉइंटमेंट्स कमिटी की बात कर रहे थे. జ్యుడిషియల్ అపాయింట్మెంట్ జడ్జెస్ కానీ మిగతా వాళ్ళను ఏ విధంగా వాళ్ళు కొలీజియం పెట్టుకొని ఇది చేసుకుంటారని ఆయన ప్రశ్నిస్తూ వచ్చాడు. హి వాస్ క్వశ్చనింగ్ దెమ్ హౌ జడ్జెస్ form a collegium and they start appointing the judges. That created a nexus, illegitimate nexus of nepotism, favoritism, corruption. So this is what has really happened across. So this is the reason why he was extempore, an erudite lawyer, rising from the ranks of a farmer's community. He had become vice president and ex officio chairman, and he was questioning the appointments of judges by themselves. Now you see in Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, everywhere how they are selected. Is it not true that uncle syndrome, the link which they have to earlier judges, or political appointments, or nepotism, or favoritism? In doing so, can judiciary be independent and with due diligence come to the rescue of a common man? So he fought for it. అతను ఏ విధంగా ఈ జడ్జిలను వాళ్ళే నియమించుకోవడాన్ని వ్యతిరేకిస్తూ వచ్చాడో, ఆయన ఒక గొప్ప లాయర్, ఒక గొప్ప వకీల్. చిన్నతనంలోనే రాజస్థాన్ హైకోర్టు వకీల్, దాని తర్వాత ఉన్నత న్యాయస్థానం ఢిల్లీలో కూడా పెద్ద ఎత్తున కేసులు వాదిస్తూ వచ్చాడు. కాబట్టి ఆయన అందరి కళ్ళలో పడ్డాడు. సో ఆయన ఖచ్చితంగా ఈ వ్యవస్థ, మిమ్మల్ని మీరే నియమించుకోవడం ఇది ఎక్కడి పద్ధతి అయ్యా? పార్లమెంట్ ఏమో ప్రజలు ఎన్నుకుంటారు, మరి జడ్జిలను వాళ్ళంతకు వాళ్ళు ఎట్లా నియమించుకుంటున్నారు? అందుగురించే ఎన్జాక్ ద్వారానే ఎక్కడ కూడా అవినీతి లేకుండా, బంధుప్రీతి లేకుండా, రాజకీయ కోణాలు లేకుండా ఎప్పుడైతే న్యాయమూర్తులను నియమిస్తారో తద్వారానే న్యాయం జరుగుతుంది సామాన్యుడికి. లేకపోతే అది ఆషామాషి న్యాయం జరగదు అని ఖచ్చితమైన పోరాటం ఆయన ఉపరాష్ట్రపతి అయినప్పటి నుంచి, అక్కడ గవర్నర్ ఉన్న వెస్ట్ బెంగాల్ ఉన్నప్పటి నుంచి ఆయన పోరాడుతూనే ఉన్నాడు. ఆయన చెప్తూ వచ్చాడు. ఆయన ఒకసారి అసెంబ్లీకి ఎన్నికయ్యాడు రాజస్థాన్, తర్వాత లోక్సభకు కూడా ఎన్నికయ్యాడు. ఆయన అది మొత్తం చూపిస్తాను. ప్లస్ అంతకుముందు ఒక వకీలు, అటువంటి చరిత్ర గల ఒక రైతు బిడ్డ జగదీప్ ధన్కర్ గురించి కొందరు విష ప్రచారం చేస్తున్నారు కాబట్టి నేను ఈ షో ఎత్తుకున్నాను. సమ్ హ్యావ్ స్టార్టెడ్ టు స్ప్రెడ్ వెనమ్ అగేన్స్ట్ ది సన్ ఆఫ్ ది సాయిల్, సన్ ఆఫ్ ది ఫార్మర్, who was an erudite lawyer at Rajasthan High Court and Supreme Court, and he was an elected representative to the Assembly of Rajasthan and to the Lok Sabha too. That is his history. Then how can these people spread canards? He was very clear. So Supreme Court should not appoint themselves. And Supreme Court, and he deferred on Keshavanand Bharati case to 1973, a landmark judgment on the personal liberty and all aspects. He said it was not a complete bench. He was differing with them also. And the main reason, what is the main reason? Why did he resign? Why did Modi and Amit Shah were uncomfortable? Is it the Brahmin lobby, Marwadi lobby, again Thakur lobby? Who were those behind? Why did he resign? That aspect also I'm going to put it in very clearly. Did he resign because he was being haunted, that he was questioning the appointment of judges by them? He was deriding Supreme Court on various aspects, and he brought Supreme Court to such position wherein they had to check their orders daily. He was questioning them. How can you do this? And then the other aspect was, how is that Supreme Court, when they found such currencies and burnt, the house is burning, why FIR was not raised? A common man FIR is raised. How is that Supreme Court appoints a committee? It's a shame, he said. He was differing, yes, in Verma's case. Now the impeachment of Verma, as opposition petitioned in Rajya Sabha, that notice becomes official. He accepts that impeachment note. Is that the reason why RSS and BJP, or Modi and Amit Shah, or their Sindoor aspect was also there, which was about to come up? Is that the reason? The other major reason will be, how is that the government of India did not have a full-time cabinet minister for law? Government is litigant in various cases and he has to deal. But a minister of state, they have ridiculed and reduced law ministry to such a level wherein they had to just to broker. People say, I am not stating, there are many statements. They say they have made the law minister a minuscule broker. They have reduced the reputation of law ministry. So he was against that also. He was not unhappy with Modi and Amit Shah. Is that a reason? And then day-to-day contentious issues, the way Modi and Amit Shah were trying to bully democracy without any discussions on the floor of the parliament. Was he against that? Was he against that? I'm leaving it to you. So important decisions without any discussion in the floor of the parliament. Om Birla, how he was trying to suppress the opposition without any debate. And he was angry at the opposition also. Why? Because they do not have a proper approach. This is my stake. They do not have a proper approach. So many issues. China occupying India, official statement by External Affairs Minister. That is enough for Modi to Amit Shah government to fall. And why Chandrababu Naidu, Bihar, Nitish Kumar still supporting them? This could have become an all India movement. Opposition, because even opposition is in line for something for this thing from China. So many such contentious issues were there. And then most importantly, why opposition or no other party was demanding NJAC for the appointments of Supreme Court judges? How can this illegitimate collegium will appoint themselves? And how are they going to be accountable to the nation if they are appointing themselves? You have seen Gogoi's case, what happened to their lady complaints and their own internal committee, and that bench is again presided by Gogoi. What happened? The case got frittered away. Now everyone were reinstated. Gogoi becomes the Rajya Sabha MP. It has gone to such level, judiciary, Indian judiciary, and high courts, he says, horrible there. They are custodians of personal liberty, but because of these appointments by collegium, nepotism, favoritism, corruption, political involvement, all these have negated the independence of judiciary, and the common man's principles of natural justice are compromised. So justice to the common, basic, needy people is not happening. That is why he was totally against Supreme Court and its collegium of appointments. Was this the reason? That was the basic found. I've already told you Keshav Bharati's case. And then it was destroying justice by those. And also National Judicial Commission, the way it was struck down, the Appointments Committee, NJC, and National Judicial Commission by the Supreme Court, because he was an erudite lawyer from Rajasthan, he was practicing at Supreme Court, he was raising his voices then and now also. So how can government or institutions like Supreme Court courts be privy only to some? You have seen midnight judgments. Is that happening with common man? Why that privy? And then ministers, I have already told you, law minister like Mr. Riju, and even you don't even remember their names. So they have reduced that, Modi and Amit Shah. So he was feeling bad because he was an erudite liar himself. When government is the litigant in many aspects, don't you think you should have a proper cabinet minister, cabinet rank called law minister? He says, many people are saying now across India, collegium has become like a mafia or syndicate. Common man's justice is compromised. They are becoming superior and super. At the stroke of it, they compromise for everything with the ruling party, they say. The best example is after Modi and Amit Shah brought an amendment to Election Commission appointments, wherein before it was Prime Minister, Chief Justice of India, and opposition leader. My complaints are there. I've been complaining since 2018 on even Honorable Prime Minister's education qualifications, as well as 2018 constitutional violations, how electors were removed, and how select electors voting for assembly and not voting for Lok Sabha, or voting for Lok Sabha and not voting for them, and how they have been added, how they have been removed, and the polling percentage, how it goes up, 17A and 17C. We were demanding. Then in similar cases also, such appointments, Supreme Court is keeping quiet. Why? Because it is directly derailing democracy. ప్రజాస్వామ్యాన్ని కూని చేసే విధంగా ఎలక్షన్ కమిషన్స్ను నియామకాలు ప్రభుత్వము అక్కడ సవరణ తీసుకొస్తే, ప్రధానమంత్రి ఇంతకుముందు చీఫ్ జస్టిస్ సుప్రీంకోర్టు ఉండేవాడు, అపోజిషన్ లీడర్ ప్రతిపక్ష నాయకుడు, దాన్ని తీసేసి చీఫ్ జస్టిస్ని తీసేసి క్యాబినెట్ మినిస్టర్, దే బ్రాట్ ఇన్ క్యాబినెట్ మినిస్టర్ ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ CJI, ప్రైమ్ మినిస్టర్ అండ్ అపోజిషన్ లీడర్. That means 2:1. The majority is with government Modi Shah. How they have appointed election commission now, how election commission is dealing. Supreme Court is keeping quiet. Why? Because many say, I'm not saying that it has become a syndicated mafia because of they are appointing themselves. They are appointing themselves through nepotism, favoritism, corruption, or political will. whoever is attached to that political party. You have seen KCR's time, how some have been promoted. With due respects to everyone, my number is 9440465339. I am ready to discuss and debate with anyone who is differing, because we are democracy. I am ready to discuss such type of appointment. Such type of Supreme Court cannot come to the rescue of Election Commission independence. Now what happened? The net result is Election Commission. We have seen in Maharashtra, Haryana elections, now Bihar, and Telangana was already there, as I am a complainant. They are not allowing eligible voters to vote even till today. My complaint is there with the State Election Commission and Central. They have not bothered to issue new electoral cards to me and my wife. They are not showing where our votes are. It's a shame. I am ready to debate. Supreme Court of India, Chief Election Commissioner of Delhi, and also Telangana Chief Electoral Officer. That is why Supreme Court is keeping quiet, in spite of such danger bells ringing, where if elections are rigged, if elections are compromised, will there be a constitutional people participatory democracy? ఈ విధంగా ఎన్నికల కమిషన్ వాళ్ళు నియమించుకొని ఎన్నికలు పారదర్శకంగా జవాబుదారితనంతో లేకపోతే ప్రజాస్వామ్యం బ్రతుకుతుందా? సో అందుగురించే సుప్రీంకోర్టు నియామకాలను సీరియస్గా ప్రశ్నించారు జగదీప్ ధన్కర్. అదేవిధంగా సుప్రీంకోర్టులో కూడా చాలా ఖచ్చితంగా ప్రభుత్వం, ఎలక్షన్ కమిషన్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా, మేము సీసీటీవీ విజువల్స్ ఇయ్యము, మిగతా డేటా ఇవ్వము, మేము ఆ డేటాని ఇన్ని రోజుల్లో పెడతామని చెప్తే సుప్రీంకోర్టు ఎందుకు ఊరుకుందని? వై సుప్రీంకోర్టు ఈజ్ నాట్ టేకింగ్ ఇట్ ఆన్ ఏ this thing, when government or election commission clearly states we will not provide you the footages or that much needed data in relation to voting and electoral rolls. And when during elections, that data, vital data, is 17A, 17C more important. If Supreme Court, if election commission and government coming together says we will not provide, why Supreme Court is keeping quiet? That is why you was questioning the Supreme Court appointments, illegitimate. Many were criticizing, stating that it has become a syndicate or mafia-like, deriding justice. And that is why he said, when you give a judgment on the personal liberty in Keshavanand Bharati, such Supreme Court legitimate appointments, is he doing justice to basic structure of the Constitution? His question was that. Sahaja న్యాయ సూత్రాలు నిజంగా ఆయన మాట్లాడుతూ వచ్చారు. ఇటువంటి నియామకాల ద్వారా సుప్రీంకోర్టు కానీ హైకోర్టులు కానీ ఏ విధంగా న్యాయం సామాన్యులకు చేయగలుగుతుంది అని ఆయన ప్రశ్న. అందుగురించి ఆయనను రాజీనామా చేయమని చెప్పారా? ఒక రైతు బిడ్డ, ఒక జాట్, ఆయన బ్రాహ్మడు కాదు, ఠాకూర్ కాదు, మార్వాడి కాదు, రాజస్థాన్ నుంచి వచ్చాడు కాబట్టి అందుగురించి ఆయనపై ఇటువంటి అపవాదాలు. ఆయన నాకు ఆరోగ్యపరమైన విషయాలన్నారు. నేను ఆమె చూస్తాను, పాపం మమతా బెనర్జీ, దో షీ వాస్ ఫైటింగ్ విత్ హిమ్, షీ సేస్ he was very, I don't think health is any concern, there are something else. మమతా బెనర్జీ ముఖ్యమంత్రి, ఎక్కడైతే వెస్ట్ బెంగాల్ గవర్నర్ ఉన్నప్పుడు రోజు వారు కొట్లాడుకునేవారు. తను క్లియర్గా తనకు ఆరోగ్య సమస్యలే లేవండి, వేరే కారణాలు ఉన్నాయి, అందరూ అదే నమ్ముతా ఉన్నారు. ఆరోగ్య కారణాల వల్ల ఆయన రాజీనామా లేఖను రాష్ట్రపతికి పంపాడని. కానీ అవి కానే కావు. ఇప్పుడు నేను చెప్పిన సమస్యలన్నీ ఇవేనా? జస్టిస్ వర్మ ఇంట్లో నోట్ల కట్టలు ఆ రోజు అక్కడ అగ్ని ప్రమాదం జరగకుండా అది బయటపడుతుందే, ఎందుకు సుప్రీంకోర్టు ఎఫ్ఐఆర్ రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ చేయలేదని ఆయన క్వశ్చన్ చేశాడు. ఇది తప్ప? సామాన్యులకు చిన్న ఇదైతే ఎఫ్ఐఆర్ అంటారు, జస్టిస్ వర్మ ఇంట్లో అంత కట్టలు వచ్చినప్పుడు ఎందుకు ఎఫ్ఐఆర్ చేయలేదు? ఎందుకంటే ఇటువంటి నియామకాలు గల సుప్రీంకోర్టు ఏం న్యాయం చేస్తుంది? ఇక్కడే బయటపడ్డది. అటువంటిప్పుడు సామాన్యుడికి ఏం న్యాయం చేస్తుంది ఆయన ప్రశ్నించాడు. అందుగురించే ప్రతిపక్షం వాళ్ళు నోటీస్ ఇచ్చి ఆ జస్టిస్ వర్మను ఇంపీచ్ చేయాలన్నప్పుడు దాన్ని యాక్సెప్ట్ చేయడం, దాన్ని స్వీకరించడమే ఆయన చేసిన తప్ప. సుప్రీంకోర్టు నియామకాలను ప్రశ్నించడం తప్ప. ఒక సరి అయిన న్యాయ వ్యవస్థ, న్యాయ మంత్రి, కేంద్ర న్యాయ మంత్రి లేకపోవడం ప్రశ్నించడం తప్ప. పార్లమెంట్లో చర్చలు జరగకుండా ప్రజలకు ఏ విధంగా న్యాయం చేస్తారు ఎన్నుకోబడ్డటువంటి ప్రతినిధులను ప్రశ్నించడం తప్ప. ఇంకా ఎన్నో ఇటువంటి పరిపాలన అంశ కారణాలు వల్లనే ఆయన ప్రభుత్వాన్ని ప్రశ్నిస్తున్నాడు కాబట్టి వాళ్ళకి ఇబ్బందులు అయినాయా? బీజేపీ ఆర్ఎస్ఎస్ జవాబు చెప్పాలా? ఎందుకంటే మోడీ అమిత్ షా ఎందుకు సైలెంట్గా ఉన్నారు? మౌనంగా ఎందుకున్నారు? రాజీనామా చేయంగానే ఎక్కడ కూడా ఆయన గురించి తప్పుడు ప్రచారమే తప్ప ఆయన రాజ్యసభ బయటికి వచ్చేటప్పుడు అక్కడ ఒక పద్ధతి ప్రకారం మిగతా వాళ్ళు వెంకయ్యనాయుడు బయటకు వచ్చినప్పుడు ఒక సభలాగా పెట్టి గౌరవంగా అతన్ని వీడ్కోలు పలికారు. మరి అటువంటి వీడ్కోలు జగదీప్ ధన్కర్కు ఎందుకు పలకడం లేదు? అదే ఎందుకంటే ఈ సమస్యలు అన్నీ ఉన్నాయి. ఎక్కడ పడితే అక్కడ కాంప్రమైజ్, దానివల్ల రాజ్యాంగం దెబ్బతింటుంది, ప్రజాస్వామ్యం కూని చేయబడుతుంది అని విశ్వసించాడు. కాబట్టి ఆయనపై ఇటువంటి రాత్రికి రాత్రి ఆయనను రాజీనామా చేసే విధంగా చేసిన పరిస్థితులు అవునా అని ప్రజలు, ఓటర్లు ప్రశ్నిస్తున్న వేళ ఈ షో నేను చేస్తా ఉన్నాను. Why there was not a proper protocol wherein he should have been allowed, they should have felicitated him as was done to Venkaiah Naidu when he stepped down as Vice President and ex-officio Chairman Rajya Sabha. Why that honor was not given to him or not being given? At least after this show, I think they will do. But are these not the reasons? No proper law minister, they have ridiculed, minuscule, making a laughing stock. Appointment, illegitimate appointments of judges by Supreme Court themselves and at High Court, and how these judgments in judges were dealing with Verma's case. No FIR. It's shaming everyone. He was very blunt, and with such type of judges starting or speaking about basic structure of constitution in 1973, Keshan of Bharati's Article 21. That's why he said these appointments were not on merit. They said they are making it a laughing stock. So these type of appointments with clearly nepotism, favoritism, corruption, are these the ones? And how they have struck down the National Judicial Commissioner case also. That was also one thing. Are these the reasons why Mamata Banerjee clearly states there is no question of any medical. He was very strong. God knows, God bless him. I am a farmer's son. I want him, a farmer's son, to be blessed that way. Now I will show you certain features, because many were taunting how he has risen to that stage. And all of a sudden, how RSS and BJP trying to, Modi and Amit Shah trying to ridicule. This is, I don't know whether they are ridiculing, but I am seeing SMS. Why RSS BJP is keeping quiet? That raises serious doubts. Was he questioning the internal democracy? Constitutional democracy is being eroded for that reason? Why is he being shunted out because impeachment of notice against Verma? And when he was questioning Supreme Court, where is the FIR? Why this committee? How can a committee absolve him? Because all these appointments, illegitimate appointments of judges by this collegium, that is the main reason. That collegium is destroying the people participating constitutional democracy. You have seen in the Election Commission appointments. Still today, Supreme Court is quiet. Election after election. And how voters are being shunted out of the rolls, electoral rolls. And how new were added. And what is happening to the voting percentage till 3 o'clock? It will be 30%. And it will become 60%. We don't know. Where is the data? How many voters were standing till overnight to vote? Where is the data? CCTV visuals. 17A and 17C with the register which you sign, and that. Nothing data is being given. We have seen in Maharashtra and Haryana. Because of this compromise, was he hurt? Because he himself was elected to Rajasthan Assembly, to the Lok Sabha also, before becoming governor of West Bengal and before becoming vice president of India. He is not a pushover. He was elected. So he knows the nuances of the legislature. ఆయన ఎన్నుకోబడేటువంటి ప్రతినిధి రాజస్థాన్ శాసనసభకు మరియు దేశ లోక్సభకు కూడా. అందుగురించే ప్రజాస్వామ్యంలో ముసుగులో ఏం జరుగుతుంది అన్నీ ఆయనకు తెలుసు. అవన్నీ ప్రశ్నిస్తున్నందుకే ఆయనపై ఈ విధంగా ఒత్తిడి తెచ్చి రాజీనామా చేశారా? కొన్ని చూపిస్తాను మీకు. పిఎం మోడీ ఏమన్నాడు ఇక్కడ ఉంది చూడండి. Prime Minister Modi reacts to Jagdeep Dhankar. Shock exit. Got many opportunities to serve nation. Jagdeep Dhankar's resignation marks an abrupt end to his 5-year term, which began in August 2022 after Venkaiah Naidu stepped down and was originally set to run until August 2027. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday reacted to the unexpected resignation of Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar, extending his good wishes and acknowledging Dhankar's long service to the nation. Has got many opportunities to serve our country in various capacities, including as the Vice President of India. Wishing him good health, the Prime Minister said in a post on X, formerly Twitter. Shri Jagdeep Dhankarji has got many opportunities to serve our country in various capacities, including as the Vice President of India. Wishing him good health. Shri Jagdeep धनखड़ जी को भारत के उपराष्ट्रपति सहित कई भूमिकाओं में देश की सेवा करने का अवसर मिला है. मैं उनको उत्तम स्वास्थ्य की कामना करता हूं. All those idiots or fellows who are trying to spread canards against Jagdeep Dhankar, now you see what Narendra Modi is saying, the Prime Minister. Then from where are you getting that this thing that he was about to join with them, or did Prime Minister say? So this is how they were trying to ridicule him and reduce him. And this is the Wikipedia. I'm showing you everything. It is there in the public domain. This is the public document. Jagdeep Dhankar, born 18th May, is an Indian politician and lawyer. Keep this in your mind. He was a politician and a lawyer, not just handpicked like what is being happening illegitimately in Supreme Court. No. He previously served as the governor of West Bengal from 2019 to 2022. He also has served as a Union Minister of State of Parliamentary Affairs because he was an erudite lawyer in the Chandrasekhar ministry from 1990 to 91. No jokes. Governor of West Bengal from 2019 to 2022. And in 2022, he was elected as the Vice President. Before that, he functioned as a Union Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs because he knows everything about Parliament. That is why the way Parliament is running now, was he against it? That is why he questioned the government, Modi and Amit Shah. Was that the sole reason why he is resigning today? Because he knows the functioning of Parliament. ఆయన పార్లమెంట్ అఫైర్స్ మంత్రిగా ఉన్నాడు 2019 నుంచి 22 వరకు చంద్రశేఖర్ గారి మంత్రిత్వ శాఖలో. పార్లమెంట్ ఆ రోజు ఏ విధంగా ప్రజాస్వామ్యబద్ధంగా చర్చల ద్వారా ముందుకు పోయేదో, సో అటువంటి పార్లమెంట్ ఈరోజు చర్చలు లేకుండా పోవడాన్ని కూడా ఆయన మోడీ అమిత్ షాను ప్రశ్నించాడా? ఎందుకంటే పహల్గామ్ నుంచి మొదలు పెట్టుకొని, సింధూర్ దగ్గర నుంచి మొదలు పెట్టుకొని, జస్టిస్ వర్మ నుంచి మొదలు పెట్టుకొని, సుప్రీంకోర్టు నియామకాలు ఏ విధంగా ఉన్నాయి, ఒక న్యాయమంత్రి లేనటువంటి ఈ మోడీ అమిత్ షా ప్రభుత్వంలో ఏ విధంగా చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు, టీడీపీ కానీ, నితీష్ కుమార్ బీహార్ వాళ్ళు సపోర్ట్ చేస్తూ ఉన్నారు, నాయుడు గారి కేసులు ఏమైనాయి, ఇవన్నీ కూడా వారు చూస్తూ ఉన్నారు. కాబట్టి వారికి ఇవన్నీ తెలుసు. కాబట్టి వారు వాళ్ళని ప్రశ్నించినందుకే ఆయన మీద ఒత్తిడి పెంచి రాజీనామా చేయించారా? సో and served as a member of Lok Sabha from 1989 to 1991, during which he was the Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs. Between 1993 and 1998, he was a member of Rajasthan's Legislative Assembly also. So he has got enormous experience at the Assembly and Lok Sabha level. ఆయన అనుభవం ఉంది శాసనసభ మరియు లోక్సభలో కూడా. He has been affiliated with multiple political parties in India, including the Bharatiya Janata Party BJP, the Indian National Congress INC, and the Janata Dal JD. So his affiliation is clearly seen. Early life and education. He was born on 18 May 1951 in so-and-so village in Junjunu district of Rajasthan, India, into a Hindu Rajasthani Jat family to Gokal Chand and Kesari Devi. He completed his school education from Sainik School, so-and-so. He obtained his BSc and LLB from the University of Rajasthan, Jaipur. Dhankar married Sudesh Dhankar in 1979 and they have a daughter, Kamna, who is married to Kartikeya Vajpayee, son of late Sri Vijay Shankar Vajpayee and Srimati Abha. This is what I was stressing. Dhankar enrolled as an advocate with Bar Council of Rajasthan in 1979. He was designated as a senior advocate by the High Court of Judicature for Rajasthan in 1990 and remained the most designated senior advocate in the state until taking the oath as the governor on 30th July 2019. He is the senior advocate from such a young age. Since 1990, Dhankar has practiced primarily in constitutional law in the Supreme Court of India. So this is the major advantage. He has appeared in the various high courts of India and also have served stint as the president of Rajasthan High Court Bar Association. Those fellows who are trying to malign his image, check his legal history, check his political history. ఎవరైతే అబద్ధాలు ఆయన గురించి ప్రచారం చేస్తున్నారో మీరు ఆయన సమాచారం ఆయన ఒక శాసనసభ్యుడిగా లోక్సభ రాజకీయ నాయకుడిగా తెలుసుకోండి. ఒక ఉత్తమమైన వకీలుగా ఆయన ఏం చేశాడో తెలుసుకొని మాట్లాడండి. In 2016, Dhankar appeared in Sutlej River water dispute representing the state of Haryana in the Supreme Court of India. He has previously been a member of Janata Dal and Indian National Congress. He represented Junjunu Lok Sabha constituency in Rajasthan as a member of the Janata Dal during the 9th Lok Sabha after emergency. Keep this in your mind. That is why he believes in constitution. He joined Indian National Congress in 1991 and contested the 1991 Indian general election from Ajmer Lok Sabha but lost. He was later elected as a member of Legislative Assembly from Kishangarh, Rajasthan, serving from 1993 to 1998 in the 10th Legislative Assembly of Rajasthan. He contested 1918 from Junjunu, where he finished third place. He joined the BJP in 2003 and was the member of party's campaign committee for the 2008 assembly elections. In 2016, he headed BJP's Law and Legal Affairs Department, Governor of West Bengal from 2019 to 2022, Vice President 2022 to 2025. Tenure, idantha chudandi, after succeeding Venkaiah Naidu. Everything is there. Dhankar has also expressed his desire for a balanced approach between ancient medicinal practices of Ayurveda and Siddha and modern medicines. Dhankar advocated for increasing the use of Sanskrit in daily life. Dhankar underlined that many tourist destinations in the country have a deep connection with Indian history, folk arts and ancient exists. Expressed his desire for balanced approach between either. He reconstituted the panel of vice chairpersons in the 260th session to include 17 women members of the Rajya Sabha when Rajya Sabha discussed the Nari Shakti Vandan Videyak Bill 2023. The opposition in the Rajya Sabha often accused Dhankar of being biased and partisan in his capacity as chairman of the upper house. On 10th December 2024, the opposition India bloc submitted a notice to move a motion of no confidence against Dhankar. They accused him of indulging in partisanship, alleging that he prevented opposition members from raising issues while allowing BJP members to table so and so. Dhankar himself, a former lawyer, has grown increasingly critical of the independence of the Indian judiciary, especially of the Supreme Court. After Supreme Court struck down the Modi's government's attempts to control judicial appointments, Dhankar criticized the decision in his maiden speech to the Rajya Sabha, stating that the actions of the court amounted to a judicial encroachment over the powers of legislature, thereby constituting a violation of the principle of separation of powers. He also been critical of the basic structure doctrine that had been invoked in this case, which enshrines judicial independence. In 2025, when the Supreme Court ruled that the actions of Tamil Nadu Governor R.N. Ravi, who happens to be associated with the BJP, in preventing implementation of bills passed by the Legislative Assembly, where the BJP's rival DMK has majority since 2001, by first withdrawing assent for 3 years and then referring them to the president, was unconstitutional and directed the president to act quickly on the matter. Dhankar criticized the ruling, stating that the Supreme Court was breaking its boundaries and was aiming for unchecked power by sidelining the legislative and executive branches of the government, and criticized Article 142 of Constitution of India, which empowered Supreme Court to pass such directives as a nuclear weapon against democracy available to the judiciary. Foreign visits and on 21st July 2025, Dhankar stepped down as Vice President citing health concerns and stating that he wished to prioritize healthcare and follow medical advice. And before we say bye, I'll just show you what he said. In January 2023, explained understanding the basic structure of the Constitution and JAGDEEP DHANKAR's criticism of it. A look at the features and evolution of the basic structure doctrine propounded in the landmark Keshavanand. Say, criticize that also. Then NJAC.
This brouhaha and media plans are the beginning of an effort to bring back something like the NGAC with complete government control and do away with the collegium system.
The renewed debate on NJAC is intensifying, but do you know why it was struck down? Established through the 99th Constitutional Amendment, the NJAC aimed to replace the collegium system with a six-member body comprising the CJI, two senior Supreme Court judges, the law minister, and two eminent persons chosen by a committee. Despite parliamentary approval, the Supreme Court declared NJAC unconstitutional, citing threats to judicial independence. It ruled that NJAC violated the separation of powers and raised concerns about political influence due to executive involvement in appointments. However, the collegium system is not without flaws. Critics argue it lacks transparency, fostering favoritism and nepotism, leading to the uncle judge syndrome. So, what's your take? Should India bring back NJAC or continue with the collegium system? Share in the comments.
The Vice President of India and the Chairman of the Rajya Sabha, JAGDEEP DHANKAR, expressed serious concerns over the investigation carried out by the three-judge in-house committee regarding Justice Yashwant Verma's corruption allegations.
There is a committee of three judges investigating the matter. But the investigation is domain of the executive. Investigation is not the domain of judiciary.
He suggested it lacked legitimacy. The incident happened, and for a week, he said, the country of 1.4 billion people did not know about this.
Is the committee under Constitution of India? No. Is this committee of three judges having any sanction under any law emanating from Parliament? No.
Remember, viewers, on the 8th of May, Chief Justice of India, Justice Khanna, had sent the findings of the in-house panel to the President and the Prime Minister after Justice Verma refused to step down despite the panel's indictment following the discovery of cash at his Delhi residence. Remember, it's been 67 days. There has been no FIR in the judge case. He said, we are confronted with a jarring reality. Judge's residence is in Lutyens, Delhi. There is burnt notes and cash there. There is no FIR till date.
We are confronted with a jarring reality. A judge's residence in Lutyens, Delhi had burnt notes, cash hole. There is no FIR till date.
He also said this is an extraordinarily painful scenario. JAGDEEP DHANKAR has said and has been the most outspoken critic of the Supreme Court's collegium system for judicial appointments, which he believes undermines parliamentary sovereignty. In December 2022, DHANKAR referred to the Supreme Court's 2015 decision to strike down the NJAC Appointments Commission as unparalleled in the democratic history of the world.
The Parliament, in a much-needed historic step, passed the 99th Constitutional Amendment Bill, paving way for the National Judicial Commission. This historic parliamentary mandate was undone by the Supreme Court by a majority of 4:1, finding the same as not being in consonance with the judicially evolved doctrine of basic structure of the Constitution. Honorable members, there is no parallel to such development in democratic history.
It's clear to say NJAC is not there, the collegium is to stay, and the Vice President of India is clearly making no stones unturned about his attack on the collegium system.
Now I hope what the reasons what I was trying to. Is this not enough? Outspoken Dhankar questioned judiciary on overreach, lack of accountability. outspoken Dhankar questioned judiciary on overreach, lack of accountability. As Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar often waded into contentious matters of the day, hogging headlines and setting the agenda. But one area that was at the receiving end of his punches more than others was the judiciary, over a gamut of issues ranging from alleged corruption to its overreach. In a surprise move, Dhankar stepped down as the vice president on Monday evening, citing health grounds. The cash discovery row at the official residence of Justice Yashwant Verma here in March had given Dhankar a fresh handle to target the higher judiciary on the issue of corruption and alleged lack of accountability. And he questioned the courts and its various decisions. Dhankar described himself as the foot soldier of the judiciary, as he was part of the system as a lawyer. He also hit out at forces with pernicious agenda out to target institutions, including the judiciary, in his public speeches. In several of his speeches as vice president, he questioned the Supreme Court for striking down the National Judicial Appointments Commission Act, which sought to overturn the present collegium system. He had wondered how the top court could strike down a law passed with near unanimity by both houses of parliament. So this is what Mr. And Article 142 has become a nuclear missile against democratic forces available to the judiciary 24/7. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar. This already I have shown you. And this is the news which hogged the limelight as to why he resigned, what happened. It is there in the public domain. And I don't want to again go into that, but okay, merits, I'll just try to.
Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar set the cat among the pigeons on Monday night by putting in his papers. Now, he is, of course, not the first vice president to quit his post, but he is the first vice president to quit his post, A, not because he was going to be made president anytime soon, and B, not because he'd lost a presidential election to somebody else. Now, this was the case with President V.V. Giri, President Venkatraman, and President Shankar Dayal Sharma, who all went on to become president and therefore had to quit their positions as vice president. And the fourth, which was Bhairav Singh Shekhawat, he quit his position in 2007 after he lost the presidential post to Pratibha Devi Singh Patil. So Mr. Dhankar's move is unprecedented in India's independent history. Why did he put in his papers? Ostensibly, in his resignation letter handed over to President Draupadi Murmu last evening, he said that it was because of health reasons. He had not been feeling well. He had, in fact, had a cardiac event around March this year, but he seemed to have recovered from it. And there was nothing on the first day of the monsoon session, which was again yesterday, that showed that he was in any way infirm or unable to perform his duties. So therefore, of course, in the nature of these things, there is a lot of speculation as to why he quit. AICC General Secretary Jairam Ramesh said a little bit about possibly the trigger points of this resignation. He said that he, along with a lot of other Rajya Sabha leaders, had been told there would be a Business Advisory Committee meeting of the Rajya Sabha at 4 p.m. on Monday, but for which Leader of the House, J.P. Nadda, and Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, Kiren Rijiju, did not turn up. What could be the reason behind that? Nobody can say whether it was a real difference of opinion or just maybe they were busy. Whatever it was right before Vice President Dhankar went and put in his papers on health grounds. There are, of course, also sources talking about latent issues. His outspokenness with regard to the judiciary, which sometimes put the government in an awkward position with that institution. He also spoke out against ministers in his own government. For example, at a function last year in Mumbai, he openly chastised Agriculture Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan for not opening a proper dialogue with farmers. And sources also saying that he did not feel well supported by the government during an impeachment motion that had been brought against him by opposition MPs. Although nothing came of that impeachment motion, President Dhankar apparently was quite aggrieved of that. Now, whatever be the case, he has quit. We are going to be getting a new Vice President of India and history again.
Yeah, this is it for today. And there are many other videos which have come, but because of lack of time, I'm unable to go ahead. And I'll have part 2. What Mr. Jagdeep Dhankar is going to do. He is the son of the soil, farmer's son, and through Chat leaders like Charan Singh ji, Devilal ji, he participated in various farmers' movements also. He was representing like that. So he is a farmer's son. And what Jagdeep Dhankar is going to do next? That will be the second part which we are going to do. ఆయన దేవిలాల్తో పాటు చరణ్ సింగ్తో పాటు ఎన్నో ఉద్యమాల్లో రైతుల ఉద్యమాల్లో పాల్గొన్నాడు ఒక జాటు బిడ్డ. ఆయన తర్వాత ఏం చేయబోతున్నాడు? क्या करने वाले हैं जगदीप धनकर? ये हमारी अगली शो होगी. Thank you very much. Do support DRTSPR channels, Citizens DRTSPR channel and Environment People DRTSPR channels. They are all in larger public interest only. Anyone can participate in my show. I will connect you from wherever you are. You can differ, but it should be as per rule of law, Constitution, invoking Evidential Act, without enmity against individuals nor animosity against any parties or organizations. That is the tagline of DRTSPR channels. Now, why Modi and Amit Shah differed or had different of opinion? Is that the sole reason why Jagdeep Dhankar ji was not happy with the functioning of the government and the illegitimate appointments collegium of the Supreme Court and no FIR against Verma in spite of the cash found at his house? Whose cash was that? Oh, paisa kiska tha? A double every. And the way discussions were not being allowed on the floor of the parliament, is that all the other reason also? And the impeachment notice against Verma was accepted by him. What BJP, RSS or Modi or Amit Shah is going to do in Verma's impeachment case? Whose money is that? How can Supreme Court constitute a committee without raising an FIR? Is Supreme Court an investigating agency? The other day we have seen Hyderabad High Court, GHMC, how a judge gives an order without going into the basic, staying the order. In GHMC Miapur encroachment case, how those fellows have ratified documents, changed survey numbers. And when GHMC was about to revoke LRS and cancel the building permissions, how the justice of High Court can stay without going into the merits of the case? Already the case was lying there. It was not being listed. The same case, when these fellows approach, how can a judge? This is where Jagdeep Dhankar is mostly hurt, because of these appointments of judges by themselves, leading to nepotism, favoritism, corruption. Will that bring justice to the common and needy? That is a big question. Those needy means underprivileged, whether it is caste, creed or religion, or from rural areas where they have no approach, no facilitation to justice. So that is where Jagdeep Dhankar, being an erudite lawyer, and his terminology, whether it is in English corroborating with legal terms, will keep quiet. What is he going to do next? I've shown you his political history. I've shown you his legal history. I've shown you how he functioned as a constitutional authority, as a governor, as well as the Vice President of India, being ex officio chairman Rajya Sabha. So I leave it for people to discuss, and I'm ready to do another show, what he is going to do next. A farmer's son, Jagdeep Dhankar, what is he going to do next? Thank you very much. Jai Telangana and Jai Hind.